I hit 300 followers on Twitter today. Unfortunately, I think a majority of those are bots. Are you good? Well, of course you guys are, because we hit our 100 sub goal a month early. Now, I could say that that's because I've been promoting a little bit more, or because of the new series that have launched, but I choose to believe it's because of you guys. I choose to believe that you've been sharing the channel with your friends, and you've been helping the channel grow, which I very much appreciate. So I want to take a second real quick before I get into the Q&A to thank my top 5 subs. So, in order, top 5 subs, this is based on comment count, specifically. I could have gone with other metrics, but I really feel like comment count is the thing that matters here, because comment count is a dialogue between me and you guys, and that's what I'm really interested in. So here we go. Number 1, Kendrick Taylor. Kendo, you're the man. Number 2, Azrael824. Azrael824 is actually 2 people. They're friends of mine from The Secret World and other games. Evil and Gore, you guys are freaking awesome. Thank you for being a part of my channel, and thank you for helping us grow. Number 3, Matt Gambler. Matt Gambler is a really great guy, and the reason I say that is because Matt Gambler does not put out volume content, but the content he does put out is absolutely incredible. I highly recommend, if you haven't seen it, you check out his Dungeons of the Endless tournament, in which he played all of the teams and 2 commentators. Really cool. Matt Gambler, you're awesome. Thank you for being a part of my channel. Merrick Gaming. Merrick, what do I say? You're like one of my closest friends in the LP community, and I couldn't be more thankful to you for turning me on to Spellweaver, for being a part of Spells with Friends, and for encouraging me when I'm, worried about stuff like Chronicles of Dace. You and Darius Wolf. Darius Wolf is not in my top 5, but Darius Wolf is one of my top 5 homies ever, just because Darius Wolf pushes me all the time. He pushes me and he keeps me honest, and I very much appreciate that. So thanks to you, Darius Wolf, and to you, Merrick. I didn't mean to, jack your thank you to give it to Darius, but whatever, you both are awesome. Number 5, Wells Knight Gaming. Wells Knight is awesome. Not only has he been incredibly helpful to me as a Let's Player, he's also incredibly helpful to the Minecraft community, and he released an awesome new mod pack called Design Tech that I've been playing on the channel. I highly recommend that if you're a Minecraft player, you check it out. So with that done, I want to get directly into the Q&A, so I am going to read off the name of the person who asked the questions, and I got multiple questions from people, so I'm going to read off the name and then answer all the questions. So Azrael asks, what was your inspiration for starting this channel? My inspiration for starting this channel is a little bit complex, because it was multiple things. It was like everything just sort of gelled together. So to start with, I've got a couple of coworkers, well forget it, I've got a lot of awesome coworkers, and they all have like these side things that they do outside of work to make revenue, and it's something that helps them and their families, and I've never been able to do that. And the reason I've never been able to do that is because if I'm not at work, I'm usually just gaming. I love gaming. Gaming is my passion. So I thought, how do you turn a passion for gaming into something that can be an external revenue source? And this was it. Now that's one reason. Don't think I'm in this for the money, because that's not what it's about. That's not the reason that made me decide to do this. The real reason that made me decide to do this was Endless Space, right? So Endless Space is a game from Amplitude Studios. It's being featured on the channel right now. I actually started my channel with Endless Legend, but Endless Space is what introduced me to Amplitude. And I was just so absolutely impressed by a small independent developer like them who actually listened to the player feedback and made their games better because of it. Not to mention that I played Endless Space and then Endless Legend, and really when I started playing Endless Legend is when I really started to see the core of what I think this channel is. And that's that in today's market, AAA publishers push out a bunch of garbage, and indie devs, this is your time. This is the time for you to slide in there and steal the market. I would take Endless Legend over Civ 5 any day, and that's not to say that Civ 5 isn't a good game. That's more to say that I don't care if there are 86 civilizations if they're all pretty much the same, when I can have, 6 factions that are uniquely different and I get a different experience playing them. So, in my opinion, Endless Legend vastly outshines Civ 5. Okay, next question. Azrael asks, what made you decide to go with smaller known games over the staple games that are out? I think I just answered that. Basically, the AAA market pushes out a bunch of iterative garbage right now, and I would much rather see the innovation that we get from the indie scene. So, well, that, and honestly, the thing that really sold me on it was Pivot. And I don't know what to say except Walt Trabella is a great guy, and that game is awesome because I thought those games, or those types of games, very simple indie games, were kind of mobile games. Like, I really kind of had a disdain for them for no reason. And Walt Trabella gave me a key for Pivot, and you guys saw it on the channel. It's in one of the playlists. It's in A Good Look. Anyways, I played that game and it was super fun, and I really enjoyed it, and I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it, and after that I became much more interested in the indie scene. So Azriel asks, what games are you open to trying, as well as what won't you try? Would you be open to FPSs or MMOs, for example? Why or why not? So I am open to playing any game that I feel like is a good value for my viewers to play. I don't play a lot of FPSs and MMOs for a very simple reason. Most FPSs, not a whole lot of innovation there, and I'm not saying that's because people aren't trying, it's because FPSs are very simple games. At the end of the day, it's put the crosshairs over something and click the mouse button, or press the trigger that fires. Very, very simple mechanics, not a whole lot of depth there. There are cool things like Spec Ops: The Line that step outside of that because they have a really great story and a really great perspective. And those are the types of games that I would play that are FPSs and feature on my channel. MMOs, the same thing. There's just so many of them, and they're all so very similar that it'd have to be something very different, and I'd have to trust the devs, which is actually the harder part. Because, like I said, I used to play The Secret World, and that was a great game right up until basically the company that makes it decided to flush it down the toilet. So it's really a thing of trusting the devs and believing in their philosophy in their game. Azriel asks, how are you choosing what games to highlight and play over to play in your own time? So I honestly don't even get that much chance to play games really in my own time anymore. I do a lot of planning for my episodes, and I pretty much select my games based on one major criteria. Do I feel like somebody who's watching my channel can buy this game and not regret it? And that is multifaceted. Will they get $1 per hour of entertainment out of the game? That's something that I consider very important. I want people to come here, look at my channel, and go, you know what? I can buy that game because I saw it on GUD's channel, and that means it's a good game. That's what I want to accomplish with this channel. At least that's one of my goals. So I only feature games that are innovative, games that will be worth your time and money. Azriel asks, in the future, are you looking to add in some live view plays on Twitch or the like? Actually, very cool thing, very cool announcement. The week that Fallout 4 releases, I will be streaming all week. I have preemptively asked for the week off, and I will be streaming either on Twitch or on YouTube. I'm not sure which one. Maybe you guys have an opinion, let me know. And I will be streaming Fallout 4 for the entire week that it comes out. Azriel asks, every year there is an event where gamers play for 24 hours or as long as they can for charity. Is this something you would be interested in, as well as potentially put on your channel or other things like Twitch? I would love to do a really cool charity thing like that. Like, that's a really amazing idea, and I'd love to be involved with it. I just need to figure out when they are, so if you know that, let me know. And try to sort of plan around it so that I can still make sure I hit my regular releases for you guys, because the whole point of me having the schedule is to keep me honest and make sure you guys get what you're expecting when you're expecting it. Alright, now I'm moving on to PandaMan281. Are you still going to do the New Vegas roleplay? Think that's already answered. Loving doing the New Vegas roleplay. Thank you, Panda Man, because your comment actually spurred me to jump back on that, because I felt like the whole thing was really overwhelming because I love that game so much. I wanted to do it justice and I wasn't sure that I could. And now that I've been doing it, like, I've kind of accepted that it's not going to be perfect right away, but I can get better with time. And it's really helped, and I'm really enjoying doing that now. So thanks, Panda Man, for asking, and please check it out. Alright, next up we have Kendrick Taylor, or Kendo as I affectionately know him. What's your favorite Endless 4X game, not counting dungeons, and why? My favorite 4X Endless game is probably Endless Space, mainly because it was the first Amplitude game that I really dove into. Plus, I love futuristic stuff a lot more than sort of medieval stuff, which is why you see me playing Fallout New Vegas and not Skyrim, for example. Kendo asks, are you hyped for Endless Space 2, and what changes should be made to the game to make it better over the first one? Okay, so Endless Space 2 is going to be awesome, just saying that right now. Already we've seen some alpha screenshots leak that are really great, and they show off things like a new diplomacy system where your citizens get to vote for parties and stuff. Already looking brilliant, and that's more than I was asking for. Honestly, what I wanted from Endless Space 2 was for Amplitude to take the improvements they'd made in Endless Legend and transfer them over to Endless Space 2. So, for example, If you watch like Total Biscuit's critique of Endless Space, he says, oh, well, you know, the upgrades are nice, but they don't actually change the visuals. They do that in Endless Legend. Upgrades have a visual component. I'd like to see that in Endless Space. I'd also like to see some of the espionage that'll be added in Endless Legend Shadows in Endless Space 2. But I think we'll get all that and more. I'm really excited for Endless Space 2. I can't wait. And dear God, Amplitude, if you have a beta, please send me an invite because I would love to cover that game. It would literally make my day. Next up, we've got the Indomitable Fox, or Indomitable Fox, either way. From Twitter, Indomitable Fox asked, if you were employed as what you wanted to be when you were a kid, what would you be doing? So I actually had to think really long and hard about this one because I have a very vague memory of when I was a kid. Because I had kind of a rough childhood, but so did everybody, so don't think I'm crying about it, I'm not. But my solace when I was a kid and when everything was really rough was actually books. I loved reading about King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. That was the place that I went to when I wasn't feeling safe or when things felt bad. So that for me was a huge source of inspiration. I read a lot of Knights of the Round Table. I also read a lot of, God, what was it called? My Teacher's an Alien. I remember that one. I read that whole book in like 3 days. No stops. Anyways, I really wanted to be a writer back then, and I feel like I'm kind of getting to live some of that out with Chronicles of Dace, because I get to do a little bit of scripting, and I get to do a little bit of planning and writing, and try to tell a story, and that's really what I want that to be about. Alright guys, that is all the questions we have for this video. I want to thank you guys one more time for the 100 subs. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I could not do this without you. Thank you so much, and please keep commenting, because that right there is what keeps me going. So that's it for this, I guess, milestone video? We'll call it a milestone video. Thank you guys for watching. Please keep commenting, please keep being involved, please keep being a community, and please keep gaming responsibly.